Good afternoon and welcome back to Wildcast, your source for campus news and information. I'm Spencer Lubitz, and this week's broadcast begins with some breaking news to report to you. Two men were shot and killed early Thursday morning just off campus by a U of A student after an attempted home invasion. Evidence in the fatal shooting of the two intruders by a University of Arizona student appears to be consistent with his account that he was defending himself, according to police. At least one of the intruders had a gun, and the incident occurred shortly after 2:30 in the morning this past Thursday, police said. The 23-year-old student shot and killed Chantel R. Early, aged 30, and Wesley O. Fenstermacher, aged 29, after the two men barged into his home early Thursday morning, said Sergeant Fabian Pacheco, a TPD spokesman. The student was questioned and is cooperating with police. Since he may be a target, Wildcast is choosing not to release his name. Although the U of A is considered to be a pretty safe place, please be careful. Never walk alone at night and don't let any strangers into the dormitory building. And if you do see anyone that looks suspicious, please sure to report it to the proper authorities. A little common sense can go a long way. Speaking of sense, that spare change is something the American public is going to have to start saving soon. Unless you've been hibernating in your dorm room without a television or a computer, you've heard of the financial crisis currently hitting the country and much of the rest of the world. President Bush has ordered $700 billion, that's billion with a B, dollar bailout for several Wall Street banks. But what were the causes for our nation's financial downfall? Well, we'll simplify it down for you. There were several indicators of the current crisis, such as high oil prices, which ultimately led to high food costs since needs gas to get the food to retailers. A substantial credit crisis leading to the bankruptcy of several large and well-established investment banks increased the unemployment of several people and several states across the country, which is leading to the ultimate possibility of a global recession. All in all, we have the perfect storm of a financial crisis. $700 billion, that's a pretty huge number. And in fact, I've never seen $700 billion of anything. So to break it down, we're going to show you how much $700 billion actually is. The Wildcast team has come up with some pretty interesting facts and figures. Like there are almost 300 million men and women currently living in the United States. So the bailout is equal to about roughly $2,300 a person. Stepping away from average Joes, $700 billion is equal to about 12 Bill Gateses. Titanic, one of the highest grossing movies of all time, raked in $1.8 billion from the worldwide box office. So James Cameron will probably have to make 381 Titanic-sized blockbusters to settle Wall Street's debts. And according to the Center of Disease Control, the single-year cost of obesity in the United States was $117 billion in 2000, or about 1/6 of the economic bailout. And although that is if the federal government siphoned off Florida's domestic gross product, we could cover the bailout invading the Netherlands, which might be advisable that the nation's GDP was $768 billion last year. Of course, invasions cost a lot of money. Back in 2003, the Bush administration told Congress that the Iraq War would cost between $600 and $100 billion. But it's estimated so far that we've spent about $600 billion in Iraq. Hopefully we've put that into some perspective for you about just how big this economic bailout actually is. Economic experts have differing ideas of what may happen, the worst being another Great Depression. All this must have you wondering, what can you do? Well, there is something that you can do, and it only takes about 5 minutes' time. Yes, I'm sure you've guessed it, and that is vote. I'm sure you've heard it enough all across campus, but it is important to get out there and do so. Unfortunately, the final day to register in Arizona has already passed, so hopefully you've already registered and you are getting prepared to vote. On November 4th, just arrive to your designated polling place and vote your little heart out. If you're not from the city of Tucson, you can request a mail-in ballot and can vote from the relative comfort of your own dorm. Just don't spill anything on those most important parts. And just think, in a few short months, we'll have a new president. The only question is, who will you vote for? Senators John McCain and Barack Obama are investing in Tucson in hopes of winning over voters in southern Arizona. McCain opened an office in Tucson about a week ago, while the Obama campaign is organizing a rally here on Saturday to draw together some volunteers. The McCain office, run solely by volunteers, was opened primarily as a place to make phone calls and promote the Republican nominee. The Obama campaign is currently working out of Democratic Representative Raul Grijalva's campaign office and the Democratic Party's Pima County headquarters. While the Obama campaign does not currently have its own office in Tucson, it has several paid staffers and field organizers. Both campaigns are running their Arizona operations out of Phoenix. Well, we need to take our first break, but when we come back, we'll be joined by Ry Ellison, the president of the University's Arizona's Young Republicans, to discuss Senator McCain's plans for America. This is Wildcast.
Nothing tastes sweet, wet, salty, and dry. All at once, so well as high. Apple, pumpkin, mince and black bottom. I come to your place every day if you've got 'em. Pie, me, oh my, I love pie.
So Andy, and welcome back to Wildcast. I'm joined now by Ry Ellison, the current president of the Arizona College Republicans. Thank you for joining us, Ry.
Thanks for having me.
So, what are the University of Arizona College Republicans currently doing to advance Senator McCain's position and campaign here on campus?
Well, the University of Arizona College Republicans is a grassroots organization at the college level, and what we're doing is we meet every Tuesday at 6:30 in the Kiva Room, and other than that, every weekend we have campaign events. This afternoon we're having a roadside rally at the corner of Speedway and Campbell. On Saturdays we work all day out of the GOP headquarters up on 5th Street in Craycroft, making phone calls, stuffing envelopes, contacting voters, and neighborhood walks. So everything that we're doing is voter-based, and we're trying to contact voters between now and Election Day.
So the university's College Republicans isn't just affecting voters at the university, it's a Tucson-wide effort?
Right, it's a Tucson-wide effort. We table out in the malls every Tuesday and Thursday, so we're definitely focusing on the campus as well. But we serve to elect Republicans at all levels of government, so the entire Tucson area.
Okay, and now just some more about the College Republicans. What is the response that you guys usually get on campus from students that walk by on the mall?
You know, we've gotten a wide range of response, mostly positive, though. We can't keep enough McCain-Palin bumper stickers. We can't keep enough buttons and pins and stuff like that. So we get a really good, every now and then we'll have a heckler, but for the most part, a really good response.
Okay, so now moving into more about the election. McCain has lost some ground as far as what the polls are showing in recent months, and I'm wondering, is this a direct effect of the worsening economy, in your opinion, or possibly his choice as Alaska Governor Sarah Palin as his running mate, or maybe even something different? What do you attribute this loss in the polls to?
Well, the campaign has attributed it to the downfall of the economy, specifically in the financial markets. I certainly don't think it's because of the choice of Governor Palin. She certainly has excited the Republican base. People, when they come up to our booth, they want McCain-Palin stuff. They don't just want McCain stuff. They definitely are really excited about Governor Palin. And, McCain has said that it is the economic crisis that has led to his dip in the poll numbers. But he's an underdog, and he embraces that status, and I
Right.
think he's most comfortable running that way.
Right. So as we've heard, McCain has publicly declared himself as the underdog in this current race. And I'm wondering what in your opinion, needs to be done in order for McCain to advance his position.
McCain has said publicly that he embraces this position. He, in order to win, he's going to do what he always does. He's going to be himself. He's going to be John McCain. He's going to be that maverick that he always talks about being. And, just look at what happened in New Hampshire in the Democratic primary. Hillary Clinton was 13 points ahead in the polls in the days leading up to the election. Barack Obama ended up losing to Hillary Clinton by 3-4 percentage points. So, never count John McCain out. He's a fighter. He closes strong, and Barack Obama has a tendency to close weak in elections. So.
Now, in your opinion, do you feel like Senator Barack Obama, going off of what you were saying about Senator Clinton, do you think that Senator Barack Obama made the right choice in choosing Senator Joe Biden as his running mate?
Oh, I'm not going to get into what Barack Obama should have done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're Democrats. They do what they want. The American people are the ones that are going to decide whether he made the right choice.
Senator Biden being such a close friend of John McCain, do you feel like that was an interesting choice as far as what Senator Obama was?
I thought it was an interesting choice. I mean, Senator Biden had said publicly before that he'd love to run against or with John McCain. So it was definitely an interesting choice, and I think that specifically because of the criticisms that Joe Biden had leveled towards Barack Obama during the primary process, saying that the presidency is not something that lends itself to on-the-job training, and that he didn't think that Barack Obama was qualified to be president. So I thought it was an interesting choice.
And now to Senator McCain's vice presidential choice. How do you feel, what has the response been, if any, from supporters of Hillary Clinton in regards to Sarah Palin that you guys have heard in your college Republican meetings? Has there been any response at all as far as people that were supporting Senator Clinton and are now shifting their support towards Senator McCain in light of his vice presidential choice?
I'm not sure. We don't have people in our club that are, former Hillary supporters, but I can say I know of people that are that were Hillary supporters that are very supportive of Governor Palin. Specifically, a woman by the name of Rothschild. Linda Rothschild, I think her name is. She was a very prominent Hillary supporter who, following the selection of Governor Palin, did endorse McCain. So I think I think that that Governor Palin appeals to a lot of Hillary supporters.
All right, just one last thing to wrap things up here. This is Senator McCain's home state. This is obviously the first university in Arizona. Do you feel like this being his home turf has given you guys an advantage on campus as well as statewide?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, a lot of the people in our club grew up having Senator McCain as their senator for their entire lives, really. So they're familiar with him. They're supportive of him, and especially on this campus, I don't think you're going to see the huge Obama contingency that you would on other campuses, specifically because this is McCain's home state, this is McCain country, and we've seen a lot of support from him on campus.
All right, Rye Ellison, president of the University of Arizona College Republicans, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Just a little programming note, Wildcast, in an effort to stay balanced, will be joined by a representative of the University of Arizona Young Democrats in our next show. Stay tuned.
UATV 3 UATV 3 When I turn on the TV, I turn it to channel 3, cause they got all the greatest shows that I've been waiting to see. It's entertaining to me, cause it's pertaining to me and all the other Wildcats in the student body. We're broadcasting live to all the residence halls, so all y'all's in the halls, turn your TVs on to channel 3 for Sheezy, so you can see me and all the other happy people down at UATV 3.
So Andy, what is it that you like most about being an anchor on Daily Dose?
Oh, I love getting the news out to the people. I like to write my own stuff, and it's great experience. Everybody on campus gets to see my face. I just love coming here, all the people, and it's just great. Jess, what do you like most about being an anchor on Daily Dose?
That's easy. The fact that you don't have to wear pants when you do the news.
That don't kill me, can only make me stronger. I need you to hurry up now, cause I can't wait much longer. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night now, that's how long I've been on ya.
nerves? Well, just wait, because the University of Arizona has got a museum for you. The university's downtown Science Center is slated for a 2012 grand opening, but already concerns have spread that the cost of attending will scare people away. Currently, the planetarium on campus charges $7.50, while the Arizona State Museum at Park Avenue and University Boulevard suggests a $3 donation. For the project to even break even financially, the report suggests an adult entry fee in 2012 of more than $10 for the Science Center and $7 for the museum. On top of entrance costs, an additional $8 would be charged for both the center's giant screen theater and its digital planetarium. A combined ticket featuring the science facility and one of these attractions would be $16, while to get into all three, a visitor would have to pay almost $23. Ouch. Expensive or not, I'm sure it's going to be a blast. And while the museum cost may be a drag, the culture surrounding the university is one of the things that makes the U of A great. And the Princeton Review has recently acknowledged our greatness. That's right, the University of Arizona has made the list of the best 368 colleges in the 2009 edition of the Princeton Review's College Rankings. The Princeton Review ranks and lists colleges across the nation under a variety of categories. The university was also listed under Best Western Colleges, as well as top entrepreneurial programs. The Princeton Review, which releases its college rankings annually, is one of the most widely distributed and used college ranking systems in the nation. The results are largely based on the responses from randomly administered student surveys, focusing on topics ranging from academic spirits to school and student life. The program ranked highest at the University of Arizona was the McGuire Center for Entrepreneurship in the Eller College of Management, which was ranked third overall in graduate programs and fourth in undergrad. It's great to see the university climbing to even greater heights, and students can also be proud of the university's commitment to sustainability. They have just started a Going Green program and are currently enlisting your help. The University of Arizona Department of Transportation, or ADOT, is testing a project at the university that involves students producing videos that raise awareness about littering. In what is being called the Don't Trash AZ campaign, the Department of Transportation is working with a number of university and community partners. The campaign has a number of partners on campus and in the greater community, including the UA bookstores, Res Life, the ASUA, among a half a dozen more. And the reports that littering can currently cause environmental and health problems, for instance, when toxic chemicals end up in your store drains. Also, debris on the roadways causes about 25,000 wrecks across the country each year, and more than 80 fatalities. The agency also reported U of A students have until 5 p.m. on December 3rd to submit their videos to the Department of Transportation on its website. A ceremony with cash and gift cards as awards has been scheduled for 3 p.m. on December 10th at the Student Union Memorial Center. They are not giving specific guidance on what to produce in a video, but to aid students in producing and editing their films, the UA Office of Student Computing Resources, or OSCR, is making special accommodations. Typically, OSCR only allows students to check out equipment for video shoots when they have faculty sponsors, but the unit will allow students to check out cameras, microphones, lighting kits, and other equipments. OSCR is also holding free software and editing workshop for students, so get your video cameras out and start filming. To wish some cash and to do some good at the same time, if you can win, maybe you can put it to your tuition, because as the New York Times reports, the next couple of years are going to be tough on students. With the unemployment rate rising and recession mentally gripping the country, financial aid administrators say they expect many more families to be hurt by the economy when it comes to sending students to school. More families are applying for federal aid, and a recent survey found that increasing proportions of families expected to need college administrators worry that as fresh cracks appear in family finances, they will not have enough aid money to go around. Given that their own endowment returns are disappointing, states are making cutbacks and fundraising will become more difficult. The concern is widespread, even though college officials say it's too soon to quantify how many students will face a shortfall. It's harder now for students and their parents to borrow, even as their needs grow and savings accounts dwindle. In plenty of cases, students who had been borrowing on their own have had to ask parents, and in some cases other relatives and friends, to help cover tuition or to co-sign loans. Officials at most four-year colleges say that they have not seen rampant problems so far because students have found alternatives. The financing for a fall semester was mostly in place many months ago, before the severity of the credit crisis and the economic downturn became apparent. Others are wondering whether there will be a rebellion by parents about paying so much for education if the country's economic distress is prolonged. All in all, good luck to all of you students. Another blow for your wallet comes in an email just sent out just 2 nights ago from the UA administrators announcing a hiring freeze. The email was long and hard to read, but summing it up, the UA is not hiring anymore. All job ads were pulled and all hiring signs have been removed from the windows. It's a bad time to need a job. Well, on that depressing note, we need to take another break. But when we come back, we have tips to make making registration for next semester easier and a rundown of next week's campus events. You're watching Wildcast.
This is Wildcast.
This is Daily Dose.
The number I lead is an alphabet dog. I may have fleas, but I run a yard. I see those clones looking down on me, but unlike those clones, this dog is free. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life, dog's life. Oh Lord, it's a dog's life.
If you've been hanging around your major's building, you may have seen them lurking inside their offices with the door open, staring, beckoning, waiting. They are your college advisors, and all freshmen should see their advisor before November so you can make sure you are on track for the semester and map out your college career. Advisors meet with you to discuss your course selections process through a program and other academic issues you may have. Your advisor will be familiar with your program and should work with you to make sure you meet these requirements. Tracking your academic progress, your advisor will be able to suggest courses, helping you create your academic plan and work with you in order to secure an on-time graduation. If you are not meeting your academic requirements, your advisor will notify you in case you are placed on academic probation. He or she will explain the regulations and what must be done to return in good standing. Your advisor may also suggest resources and support services available to you if you need certain help in an area. Your advisor is the one that could find the right sources, so don't be afraid to ask the person behind the desk. Now onto your weekend events. It's a jam-packed 3 days featuring free food, sports, and charity work. In honor of Bear Down Friday, the good guys at Chipotle are hosting a free burrito night tonight from 5 to 9. You heard right, free burritos. You don't even have to wrap yourself in tinfoil this time, though if you have the urge, by all means do so. It sure is crazy, so get there early and maybe even bring a book, and for our technologically savvy viewers, your iPhone. All in all, it should be a delicious evening. And while you may be getting free dinner tonight, maybe you can give back a little on Sunday, or at least watch. Sunday marks Tucson's 18th AIDS Walk. The AIDS Walk is a walkathon that raises money to support local AIDS awareness groups and clinics. All money raised by this event will stay in Tucson. The first Tucson AIDS Walk dates back to 1988, and since then, more than 200 local and national companies and organizations have supported our local AIDS Walk. Over the past 18 years, the Tucson community response has been overwhelming. The AIDS Walk event has generated more than $2 million in support from corporate sponsors, walkers, and donors. Tucson's support of AIDS Walk over the years has made an important and lasting statement about Southern Arizona's commitment to the fight against AIDS. AIDS Walk usually gets around 6,000 walkers, and it's held on the U of A Mall at 6:30 in the morning till about 10. It's an early morning, but at least you'll be exercising and helping a good cause, and the entire Wildcast team hopes to see you there. On a scholastic note, today is the last day to drop a class with a grade of W if passing. If you want to withdraw, you must get the instructor's signature on a change of schedule form. After today, all registration changes require not only the instructor's signature, but also the dean's signature on that form. So get permission from your instructors now, because change requires an extraordinary reason. So if you hate a class and have to drop it, save your GPA. But after the school stuff, we have lots of sports for this weekend. We have the University of Arizona women's volleyball team hosting the UCLA Bruins. Bear down, Wildcats. Then tomorrow we have a football game where we will hopefully pulverize Cal. And on Sunday, we have yet another volleyball tournament when we will play the University of Southern California. So you have plenty of opportunities to get out. Paint your face blue and red and scream until you can't talk in class Monday. Bear down, Arizona. And because I need to go and stand in line in Chipotle, I gotta head out of here now. Make sure you catch us again next time. Once again, I'm your anchor, Spencer Lubitz, and this was Wildcast.